So, good afternoon. You are able to see the slides?
Yes, sir.
I'll start. So, last classes we have studied these characteristics, static characteristics and the switching characteristics. All right. Last time also I told you a device having the same rating, two devices having the same rating may not have the same characteristics. Okay. So, as you can see the development in semiconductor devices technology, and so very high rated devices are being developed. SCR around 12 kilovolt and 1.5 kiloampere, maybe higher also. And this is your IGBT. IGBT about 6500 volt, 600 ampere are being developed. Okay. GTO, gate turn up thyristor, having very high rated 6000 volt and 300 ampere, 3000 ampere. Okay. But still the industry demand is so high that a single device cannot meet the power requirement, right? A single device, whether it is SCR or IGBT, cannot meet the industry standard, industry power level. Therefore, in such cases, they have to be connected in series to meet the high voltage level and the high voltage demand, and in parallel to meet the current demand, right? So today we'll discuss the series and parallel operation of thyristor. So to meet the voltage demand, they have to be connected in series, and to meet the current demand, they have to be connected in parallel. But in series parallel operation, it should be ensured that each SCR rating is fully utilized. Okay. Each SCR rating is fully utilized. This sentence, please remember, please note down these things, and the system operation is satisfactory. String efficiency, from this we define a term called string efficiency, is a term that is used for measuring the degree of utilization of SCR in a string. String efficiency of SCR connected in series parallel is defined as actual or voltage or current rating of the whole strings divided by individual voltage or current rating of one SCR into number of SCR in the strings. Okay. So while connecting the devices in series or parallel, it should be ensured that each device rating is properly utilized and the system operates satisfactorily. So string efficiency is a term that is used for measuring the degree of utilization of SCR in a string, and is defined as the ratio of actual voltage or current rating of the whole strings divided by individual voltage or current rating of one SCR into number of SCR in the strings. Okay. In practice, this ratio is always less than 1 because, as I told you, the devices connected in series having the same rating specification may not have the same voltage current characteristics. Okay, and therefore unequal distribution of voltage is bound to happen during switching and steady state condition that we'll discuss in detail. and therefore the strings efficiency is always less than 1. As it is noted in practice, this ratio is less than 1. For example, for obtaining highest possible strings efficiency, the SCR connected in series parallel strings must have identical VI characteristics. As SCR of the same rating and specifications do not have identical characteristics, unequal voltage current sharing is bound to occur for all SCR in the strings. As a consequence, strings efficiency can never be equal to 1. However, unequal voltage or current sharing by the SCR in a strings can be minimized to a greater extent by using external equalizing circuit. From the strings efficiency, there is another term, that is DRF, derating factor. Okay. DRF is 1 minus strings efficiency. If it is more, if DRF is more, number of devices used in series parallel are more. This will certainly improve the reliability of the system. So the objective of this, the objective of this section is to study the problem concerning the series parallel operation of SCRs and to discuss the measures adopted to overcome these problems. Okay, just 1 minute. So strings efficiency is a measure of degree of utilization of the SCR rating, right? But it is always less than 1 because the SCR do not have identical VI characteristics. And the strings, there is another factor, DRF, 1 minus strings efficiency. If the value is more, DRF is more, means number of devices used are more and reliability is better. This is always shown to you. The individual rating may be high, but they are not, a single device cannot meet the current or voltage demand. So they have to be connected in series and parallel. So let us first discuss the problem with series operation. So here, two SCR are connected in series. Okay. So you can see that the characteristics, VI characteristics are not identical. For some leakage current I0, same leakage current I0, the voltage blocked by 2 is V2 and voltage blocked by thyristor 1 is V1. Okay. Suppose V1 is the actual voltage, they have to be, both the thyristors should block. That means V1 plus V1 to V1. But here, for a leakage current I0, the voltage block is V1 plus V2. So the ratio of strings efficiency is V1 plus V2 into number of thyristor into the actual voltage rating of the actual voltage to be blocked by the thyristor is less than 1. Okay. And that, see here, two thyristor connected in series. But their characteristics are different. Okay. So for the same leakage current of state, the voltage blocked by thyristor T2 is V2 and voltage blocked by T1 is V1. So total voltage block is V1 plus V2. But actual voltage to block is 2V1. The definition of strange efficiency is actual voltage or current rating of the whole strange, individual voltage or current rating of one SCR into number of SCR in the strange. Okay. So it is efficiency is strange efficiency is given by V1 plus V2 by 2V1. This shows that even though SCR have identical ratings, voltage shared by each is not the same. And therefore, strange efficiency is less than 1. Okay. Now, how this voltage distribution can be made uniform? The most easiest way to connect resistances of different value across each SCR so that the equivalent parallel resistance of the combination is same for all combination. So this R1, R2, R3, R4, the parallel equivalent resistance of each combination will be same. Then the voltage distribution will be equal. However, when there are more number of thyristor connected in series, it is not a practical way of connecting different resistances across, because you have to have a stock of large number of resistors having different value. Okay, that is not a practical position of connecting different resistances across each thyristor, so that the equivalent parallel combination have the same resistance. Okay. Therefore, we will calculate a resistance R, same resistance across, and see that this voltage distribution is uniform distribution of voltage is minimized. It cannot be exactly one equal, so that the strange efficiency is 1, but strange efficiency can be improved if the differences in the voltage distribution is minimized. So here it is written in the note, a uniform voltage distribution in steady state can be achieved by connecting a suitable resistance across each SCR such that each parallel combination has the same resistance. This will require different value of resistance for each SCR, which is a difficult proposition. A more practical way of obtaining a reasonably uniform voltage distribution during steady state working of series connected SCR is to connect the same value of resistance R across each SCR. This short R is called the static equalizing circuit. Okay. From the equivalent here, you can see that the thyristor having the minimum leakage current, the leakage current magnitude of leakage current is blocking the maximum voltage. The solid line has higher leakage current and is blocking less voltage. Dotted line has less leakage current, so it is blocking maximum voltage, right? So we'll choose a resistance, we'll calculate some value of resistance so that the voltage distributions is differences in the voltage distribution is minimized. So consider n number of thyristors connected in series. Let for the worst case, we don't know, but we'll calculate the resistance for the worst case. Okay, one SCR has minimum leakage current. That means it will block maximum voltage, and rest of the n-1 SCR have the same leakage current. Okay, IB max is maximum leakage current, and IB min minimum leakage current. Let SCR1 has minimum leakage current, and rest of the n-1 SCR have maximum leakage current. Okay. We have seen that in that waveform, is thyristor having the minimum leakage current is blocking the maximum voltage. So let the voltage across SCR1 is VBM, which is more than that share by each of the n-1 SCR. Okay. Now from this here you can see here, this current is I minus I1. This current is IB max is I minus I2. Okay. So I1 is I minus IB minimum, I2 is I minus. Now voltage across SCR1 is VBM is I1 into R. Right. The current flowing, this current into R, VBM. And voltage across rest is n-1 into I2R. So the strange voltage is given by I1R plus n-1 R2. Just rearrange these things, minimum n-1. This is I1R is VBM. Okay. So n-1 R into I minus IBmax. I2 is I minus IBmax. Okay. Now I is equal to I1 plus IBMN. Okay. Put it here. I1, I is equal to I1 plus IBMN. Yeah. So what will get? VBM plus n-1 R whole I1 minus IBmax minus IBM. Just put I here. It's well. I1 is equal to I1 plus IB minimum. So we'll get this. This is equal to plus n-1 I1R into this is n-1 R del IB. Okay. Del IB is I maximum leakage current minus minimum leakage current. So we are calculating a value of resistance which will minimize the voltage difference during steady state condition. Okay, we cannot connect resistance of different value across each series connected SCR so that the equivalent resistance of the parallel combination are same and voltage distribution is equal. That is not a practical process. We have to calculate a value of resistance which will minimize the voltage difference. Okay. So this equation we got strings voltage, total voltage across the strings is VBM plus n-1 RI1. RI1 is nothing but VBM. Okay. VBM minus VBM into n minus VBM, that will got cancel out. Okay. So finally we'll get VS is equal to n VBM minus n-1 R del IV. So R is equal to this. This is the derivation of the starting equalizing resistance. The SCR datasheet contains only maximum voltage blocking current, not minimum, and rarely del IB. In such a case, it is the usual practice to assume del IB is equal to IB max. With IB minimum is equal to 0. With this, the value of R calculated is now more than what is actually required, right? If this is equal to, if IB minimum is not given 0, then del IB is equal to IB max. So the value of minimum leakage or blocking current may be acquired from manufacturer if required, but datasheet does not give it its value. Once the value of R is calculated, its power rating is given by this. So this is the value of equalizing resistance, static equalizing resistance. This will take care of the voltage distribution across the strings during steady state. Okay. So see this figure, study this figure, you can see that thyristors do not have switching identical switching characteristics. Okay. It happens that suppose there are two thyristors in series, one turn on faster than the other. It happens. Here you can see that both are conducting, both are off state. Okay, both are in the off state. The voltage share by each is the string voltage is Vs, but the voltage share by each is Vs by 2, Vs by 2. Okay. Now, when the thyristor T1 turn on faster, T1 is a little faster than T2. They have the same rating, but because of the doping level, different in doping level, they don't have equal turn on and turn off time. Okay, so T1 turn on faster, and T2 is little slower. Take some extra time del TD to turn on. So here what happens? You see here, voltage across T1 drop to the on-state voltage drop, and therefore all the voltage will be shared by the thyristor T2. Suddenly the voltage across T2 rises. If it is equal to the breakover voltage, then it will turn on. Otherwise, it will remain turn off and will get damage. Okay. Similarly, during turn off also, there is reverse recovery. That same identical two thyristor having different characteristics. Okay. This is the voltage and this is the current. At any instant, you draw a particle line, T1, T2, T3, you see that the voltage across the switches are not equal. This voltage. Okay. Here you can see that at T2, here, the thyristor T1 is recovered faster. Now it can block the voltage. Whereas this thyristor 2 is very slow. It turn off here. Very high turn off time. Whereas it's faster. So during all this section, you can see, draw vertical line, you see that the voltage distribution is not equal. Similarly here, if one is faster than the other, the voltage distribution is not equal. Is it okay? a simple resistance is not sufficient to make the voltage distribution uniform during switching action. This unequal distribution of voltage during switching action is because of the shunt capacitance, because of the self capacitance of the thyristor. It is the junction J2 behave like a capacitance because of the charges across this junction, and this behave like a capacitance. Then this self capacitance is the major cause of unequal voltage distribution during switching action. So this capacitance may play a vital role during transient condition. That you know, RLC circuit, LC circuit, switching transient happen, and therefore the turn up and turn on time are different. So to minimize this effect of self capacitance, a shunt capacitance is corrected. Okay. A shunt capacitance is corrected. It's known as just dynamic. So what are the role of other things? Where there is a RC, where there is a diode. This is the static equalizing circuit. Take care of the voltage distribution during static condition, steady state condition. Whereas this is transient, switching action. Why this resistance is connected? Why this diode is connected? Now you see, when the voltage is applied, the capacitor is charged through the diode, not through the resistance. Okay. Current will flow like this: D1, C1. If one thyristor is there, this is reverse circuit actually. D1, C, D2, C. So it bypasses the resistance because this is a high resistance path. And losses will be less here. The diode provide a very low forward resistance, so voltage drop here is less. Okay. So now what is the role of RC? So when what happens? We know that the voltage across the capacitance cannot change instantaneously. So it takes some time, finite time, slow charging. The dV by dt is slow. So that will protect the thyristor against high dV by dt. The capacitor will charge slowly here also. So dV by dt is slow because the voltage across the capacitance does not change instantaneously. So dV by dt is under the rated limit across the thyristors. Now, when they are triggered, the thyristors or gate pulse are applied. Forward voltage was applied, all right, but the voltage is less than the breakover voltage. Now, when the gate pulse is applied, start conducting. So what happens? The capacitor will discharge through the resistance. So the discharge current is limited by this RC. Otherwise, what happens? Very large discharge current will flow through the thyristor and it will damage this thyristor because they are semiconductor devices. Okay. Therefore, this is the role of RC, D, and C. So when it is off state, voltage is applied. So capacitor is charged like this. And when this is triggered, the capacitor will discharge through the resistance to the circuit, limit the discharge current. Okay. So if one the thyristor get turned up faster, then this leakage current will flow through R. So here this node is given. The transient, when they are recovering, the reverse recovery current will flow through the resistance. Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
No question? If there is no question, we'll stop here. Huh? You understand the role of static equalizing circuit, dynamic equalizing circuit. Okay. So this is the way you study and ask me in the next class, Friday. Okay.